Breaking news, the shocking trade that could rock the NFL, Chris Olave to the Denver Broncos. The 2025 NFL season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable in recent memory, and in the heart of the chaos, one trade has the potential to change the entire landscape of the league. Could it be true? Could the Denver Broncos, long overshadowed by their powerhouse division rivals, the Kansas City Chiefs, be on the verge of pulling off a game-changing move? And what's this about the New Orleans Saints potentially letting go of their star wide receiver, Chris Olave? You won't believe how this could unfold. Let's set the stage. The Broncos are quietly building one of the NFL's most dangerous defenses, ranking among the elite with the third best defensive performance in terms of opponent points per game last year. Yet, despite this fierce defense, they remain on the fringes of the playoff conversation, overshadowed by their rivals in the AFC West. But what if their offense just needs that one final piece to catapult them into the elite tier? And what if that piece is none other than Chris Olave? A trade that could ignite the Broncos' offense. Daniel Alameda of TWSN has set the rumor mill on fire with a prediction that could send shockwaves throughout the league. His bold claim, the Denver Broncos could be in the market to trade for Chris Olave, the sensational wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints. But here's where things get truly interesting. The Saints might be ready to part ways with Olave, despite him being one of the most talented receivers in the game today. Alameda writes, the New Orleans Saints are likely heading into a rebuilding phase. With a potential top 5 pick in the 2026 draft, they face a tough decision: re-sign Olave to a massive extension or trade him for assets now. Rather than hand him a long-term deal, the smarter move might be to trade him, capitalizing on his value and setting themselves up for the future. Olave's incredible ability to break tackles, create separation, and rack up yards after the catch would immediately diversify the Broncos' passing attack. The Saints' dilemma. Why let Olave go? Why would the Saints trade away their prized wideout, a player drafted 11th overall to become the face of their receiving corps? It all comes down to timing. The Saints are staring down the barrel of a rebuilding year, with questions swirling about their future direction. With a top pick on the horizon and the possibility of a new era dawning in New Orleans, trading Olave could be the right move to replenish their roster with draft capital. But here's where the plot thickens. Olave's contract situation and his past concussion issues could play a huge role in lowering his trade value. While a first-rounder might be the Saints' dream, they may have to settle for less. Alameda predicts the Saints could trade Olave for a 2026 third-round pick, a move that would leave many scratching their heads. But what if they could score a second-round pick? That could be the sweet spot for both sides. The Broncos' bold move, a game-changing trade. For the Denver Broncos, the stakes couldn't be higher. With a defense poised to dominate and a promising young quarterback in Bo Nix, the team is just one elite piece away from becoming a true Super Bowl contender. And Chris Olave could be that piece. The Broncos have struggled to find a consistent WR2, and Olave would immediately step in as the team's #1 receiver, surpassing Courtland Sutton in terms of talent and long-term potential. Olave's electrifying playmaking ability could elevate the entire offense and give Nix the weapons he desperately needs to succeed. The timing couldn't be better for the Broncos to make a bold move and add a game-changer like Olave to their roster. Could this move turn the Broncos into Super Bowl contenders? Looking ahead to the 2025 season, the Denver Broncos are positioned to have one of the most formidable defenses in the NFL, especially after adding Jahdae Barron in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. With Olave in the mix, this could be the missing link for their offense to join the ranks of the league's best. Currently, the Broncos are sitting at plus 2,600 odds on FanDuel to win the Super Bowl next year, odds that seem far too low for a team with so much potential. If they land Olave, these odds could skyrocket, putting them on par with the San Francisco 49ers, who are currently sitting at plus 1,900. Imagine the buzz, the excitement, the energy around a team with one of the best defenses and a newly revamped offense led by a star receiver like Olave. But here's the kicker. This trade is still just a prediction, a tantalizing what-if scenario that has fans and analysts alike on the edge of their seats. Will the Saints pull the trigger? Will the Broncos make the move to land Olave and turn their dreams into reality? The clock is ticking. As the 2025 NFL season draws closer, all eyes will be on the Broncos and the Saints. The trade market is heating up, and this deal, if it happens, could change the fate of both teams. Could the Broncos truly pull off a trade for Olave, or will the Saints keep him and build around him for the future? One thing's for sure. You'll want to stay tuned until the final whistle blows to find out how this high-stakes drama unfolds. Don't blink. The NFL's biggest trade could be coming soon. If you thought the offseason couldn't get any more thrilling, think again. The rumors, the predictions, and the trade talks are just heating up. Keep your eyes peeled, because the Chris Olave to Broncos trade could be just the beginning of something much bigger in the NFL. And trust us, you won't want to miss the ending.